to our AGM. So I know some of you have been here for the course presentation before. This one's more focused on the senior side. We're going to try and keep it nice and quick, so I'm just going to hand over to Richard for the opening words, and then I'll go on for machinery.
Well, good evening, welcome. I'm Richard Hexley, I'm chair of the Newham Cricket Club. Welcome to our 10th season AGM and awards ceremony. But before that, I'd just like to welcome some of our guests. Stephen Timms, the MP for Newham, was with us earlier. Dan Feast, over there, who's the head of community cricket for Essex, or cricket operations. Thank you for coming. Dave Mann, the chair of Bonnie Downs, our landlords. Extortionate.
That's another funeral.
Peter Lang, the director of Bonnie. Is that right? Or CEO? Anyway, of Bonnie Downs.
Everyone will call me Richard.
Retired councillors. Paul Hussain is also on the board of Essex. Brian Collier, who is also chairing a number of significant clubs in Newham. Mukesh Patel, who opened the batting for India against Australia in May 1902. Richard Smith, who's there from Aspers, who have been tremendous supporters of us financially and pulled the rabbit out of the hat when we were raising money for the electronic scoreboard last year, and made all the difference, otherwise we couldn't have done it. But anyway, back to the AGM. We've circulated copies of the agenda before, and you have copies of the agenda and supporting documents on your seats. The first item is the minutes of the meeting of 16th October 2017. I haven't had any comments on them. Are they agreed, or has anyone got any comments? Improvements? No? Right, thank you. Second item is the reappointment of the committee. We've asked if anyone else wants to join the committee, and there's been a deafening silence. So if there is anyone who'd like to go onto the committee, they will be welcome. Otherwise, do we agree that we appoint your committee? Yeah? Thank you. The third item is the 2017 accounts. And what they showed is that in 2017 we broke even on revenues of 17,000, apart from a small deficit of £400, the capital items which hadn't been covered by grants, which was a pretty formidable achievement for all of the capital projects that we had during the course of last year. So as the accounts approved, thank you. Would also actually like to say our thanks to J.K. Shah accountants, who managed to cope with my figures and put them into something correct. Fourth item is the report for 2018, which is also there. I haven't had any comments on that, but I'll be talking about some of those items later. But has anyone got any comments or improvements or things we've missed? Right, thank you. As I said, it's our 10th anniversary, and I just wanted briefly, or not particularly briefly, to review our history and its significance. So, as I said, I welcomed our guests. We're waiting for the Mayor of Newham. Welcome councillors and London Borough of Newham officials who've helped us so much over the last 10 years. I wanted actually to put cricket in context. I believe that cricket participation in Newham is second only to football. It's hugely significant, and the borough has been working on a cricket strategy for the last 5 years with a playing field strategy, which Dan has been obviously a part of. Borhan is now chairing the council's committee. It's a very significant. Have I got the figures about right, Borhan?
What was it?
Right, cricket. You see,
exactly. I think you got.
yeah, cricket is the second most participated sport in sporting Newham after football, and I think about 60% of the cricket is played by people outside the borough.
You tested me on the figures, but
It's that sort of order of magnitude because of lack of resources. This year, our 10th year, has been enormously significant because we achieved platinum accreditation. What that means, just to repeat what I said earlier on, the club is sustainable, well run, and provides the right environment for members. It's safe, rewarding and fulfilling for participants of all ages, and it assures parents, and this is hugely important, parents and carers that they're choosing the right option for their young people. It's been an enormous effort actually to achieve that, but we've got it. And no, it's not there, but we have the logo.
There it is.
There we go. Wonderful. We also applied for a vacancy in the Essex Premier League, and we quite clearly achieved the qualification standards, but we were picked at the post for acceptance. But I think we've done all of that we could possibly have done to get that. Is that a fair? I'm not asking you to sign letters of blood. Good. Anyway, but we have got that. That's the hugely important thing. Our adults in their Premier League had an outstanding season, and they won the league with 3 matches to spare. And I think in one of the matches, and this is the first 11 match, there were 550 runs or something scored. Is that the right figure, Tariq?
There's 422 in the first innings and then one run for 112.
Yeah. Huge. It's a record for the club and a record.
422 is a record.
The Colts under 16s team reached the semi-finals for the 3rd time, having won it twice before. That, in 10 years, is a remarkable achievement. On the facilities, we acquired an auto roller, and Tariq has worked miracles getting hold of that, and we raised the funds for it. We can now prepare wickets to the highest standard, and we also acquired covers. So I'm enormously grateful for Bronx that we did that, but it's a lot of work actually to get that in place. But the auto roller is a huge achievement. We got it for £4,000 and they normally cost 10. And it was a pretty entrepreneurial activity on your part, completely unauthorised, Terry. But it's been an arduous path over this 10 years, and I just want to recognise all the people who helped and guided us during that time. So a bit of history. Field was built in the 1930s when all of the houses around here were built. It had 2 cricket squares and a wooden pavilion. We've got more. The A13 number.
They've just woken up, I think.
So welcome. I was just doing a bit of history about how we are where we are now. I'm just saying that Field was built in the 1930s when all the houses around here were built, and it had 2 cricket squares and a wooden pavilion. Bobby Moore and Graham Gooch both played Essex cricket here, and it was, I think, the ground which was used by Essex youth for representative matches. In the 1970s, during the Margaret Thatcher era, it was abandoned, and there was a jungle here and the clubhouse was burnt down. In 2002, I think that's right, Bonnie Downs, and it's on the history chart, volunteers brought it back to life with swimmers and hand sides on their hands and knees. Huge achievement. Did you do that, Peter?
I was there, yeah.
Did? And you? Yeah.
Not hand side, but
Not hand sides. But they raised the funds for the football pitches and the Muga and a cricket square, the artificial service and this pavilion. Part of that funding, I think, came from ECB, didn't it?
yes.
So, thanks to ECB, we're also here now, but thanks to your because we're actually there. In 2008, they decided to set out a cricket section in the public forms. Nishant over there, he was then, I think, 16 or 13.
17.
You were
17, 18.
17, and you were coaching there, and you then trained to level 2. We played 4 Colts matches, and right at that start, Graham Jelly from Essex County Cricket Club joined us as our mentor and our guide, and he's been with us, supporting us ever since. And in particular, we would never have got through this club mark process unless Graham had been helping me through it and getting me to fill the right things in and so on, but actually supporting us on what we needed to do. That's that. Then, what we did realise at that stage was that you couldn't actually run cricket properly unless you could coach people. You couldn't coach people without nets. And with the support of Essex and London Borough of Newham, by 2010, we got 3 all-weather nets installed and a second artificial wicket, so we could play 2 matches at the same time. Then Paul Dawson joined in, and he appeared as a farmer wanting to hire the ground. And he got convict when he got through. But Paul then appeared, and he then started building on the work that Nishat had done, building the Colts section. But what then became clear to us was that we needed an adult section because we wanted the young players to stay here, to stay in their own community club rather than having to go and play their cricket in the suburbs. And so we looked around to see how we could do that. And in 2012, Mann and Baker, led by Tarek, joined us and merged into Newham, and we had a fully grown adult section, as it were. Had we tried to build that on our own, I don't know how long it would have taken, but we were able to do it when we had that infrastructure, and Tarek's enormous experience and enthusiasm to lead us through it. The other thing, which I'm not sure if I mentioned later on, was that Tarek was the one who climbed the trees and put the netting up between them so that we weren't hitting the balls into the neighbouring windows. With an injury on your back and an operation that year, I think, Tarek.
Yeah, it was
Completely mad.
largely to all these boys. Really.
Anyway, 2013 was a huge year of achievement for young cricket, and I'm probably exaggerating, and I may have got the statistics wrong, but Elmhurst Primary School were the London Indoor Schools finalists, Newham Sixth Form College, the National Indoor Champions. Newvic were the London Schools Champions, Langdon were the Essex Under-13 Champions, and UEL reached the UK University semi-finals. And we, this club, after only 6 years, were the Essex Under-13 and Under-16 knockout champions. So the reason I give you those statistics is just to show you, to indicate how much talent there actually is in Newham. And it really should be the centre of East London cricket. But that talent is all there, all latent, and it comes the whole way through and into the club. But 2015 was a crisis year because we continued to lose our young talent to Essex Premier League clubs. We resolved that we had to apply to join the league when a vacancy occurred and provide the necessary facilities. So with the support of Essex County Cricket Club, London Borough of Newham and ECB, we obtained the funding for a second square, because you don't qualify unless you're having 311s. And although in principle you can play with an artificial track, actually you've got to have a grass track. So we obtained that funding, and Peter Lang over there undertook the delicate negotiations, extraordinarily delicate, ruthless negotiations to persuade the football people that they should actually move the tiny amount so that we could accommodate a second square. And was successful, so thank you for that. But he also raised the money for the perimeter netting. That was hugely important and an enormous job, and you carried out a safety survey before that, I think, in order to make sure we've done it properly. So that made a huge difference in getting these resources here. In 2016, we added a third adults team, and in 2017 they played their first match on grass. And Tarek had always been saying we needed an electronic scoreboard. We raised the funds for it, for the scoreboard, thanks to Jack Petrie Foundation, Tesco Bag Scheme, but also the Ascot Fund, to whom we applied at the last minute when we should have done a factor of you. And Richard, thank you for not pushing it through, but we did it, and that made a huge difference. So we got it. But the other thing was we had to put it up ourselves. So Paul and Tarek actually managed to install the system. They put the steel post in on which it is held up, and you were actually holding up part of it as well, weren't you, David? We have a wonderful picture of Tarek on the motor roller with Paul's grandson. Is that on the website, Nishan? Yeah, it's a wonderful photograph. It's 3 generations and so on. So, but we achieved that, and that was not just raising the money and getting it there. It was the entrepreneurial spirit of going out and finding it, taking some risks, frankly, on money, but getting it there in the end, and actually putting it in and then putting the cable through and so on, because we had your electricity.
Plugged into my shed to start with, that's right, yeah.
So we used your electricity to start.
We'll add that to the bill, then, shall we?
Well, you can put a meter on these things now. So going through to 2018, we continued to use young players. We have actually lost a whole team to another club. One whole youth team has gone to another club. We were offering Kent and Surrey County cards to those. That's the sort of challenge that we're up against. But we have had enormous high scores. The adults, as I said, outstanding in the Premier League. But one of the under-14s, we filled a gap in the first league, as I mentioned earlier. I think it took 6 weeks in one match.
Yeah, including a hat-trick against the senior team, just sat over the board of getting all the awards at the end of the presentation.
And he was meant to be a fast runner, wasn't he? Anyway, so it's, and as I said, our under-16s reached the semi-finals again. I think the other significant thing is, though, with Tarek being entrepreneur, it requires all the money. We got it for £4,000 and it cost 10. But Essex had already supported us through the Essex and Southend fund. We found another £2,000 and we managed to acquire £4,000 on eBay. So that makes a huge difference, and we have covers which we acquire over this year. As I said, we achieved club mark accreditation this year, and that has been an enormous effort, because last year we trained 1 level 2 coach and 5 coaching assistants. We've currently got, there are currently 3 level coaches in training. Coaches in training this year. We've trained 15 club members in first aid. We've UPS all our 3, that's a security check, all our 3 adult captains and other people as well. We've checked in every single cult at every training session, so that we have parents' telephone number, so that if anything goes wrong we can get through to their parents without being missed, so we know that we're safe and we're ready to get in touch. We have the parents to do this. So thanks to Paul Dawson, the manager who was putting through this, to St Gilles and Anatole, who's done all the administration. But I think the other thing which has made a difference to that is we have now got deputy management in the club, because all of the major roles are filled, and in each case we have deputies that if anything happens to anyone, there are someone who knows what's going on and support them. As I said, we applied for the Premier League vacancy, we met all of the criteria, but we just picked my other club. We've got security of tenure, which has always been an interesting issue in the Superior Clubhouse, despite the fact that we had ECB funding for this, but I won't go into that any further. The good news is that the ECB has asked the Premier League to introduce a pathway system which will enable clubs like ours who are aspiring to a higher level of cricket to achieve it, provided their facilities satisfy pre-agreed criteria. So we've got Club Mark. I don't think we could have done any better than the facilities that we've got now, and they're playing incredibly well. And the structure to achieve that result is now under discussion. So to draw breath, it's been a pretty arduous path to get to where we are now, but I want to thank and support all the support and encouragement of so many friends who I believe has helped us to achieve these criteria. So I just want to finish on a personal note before we get to awards and thanks. Because I think that the club needs a new chair to lead on to the next stage in its development, so I will be retiring after this engaged year. Our president, Newham, who's sick and sends his apologies, is also going to be retiring with me, so the new chair will have a clean sheet for people who use the opportunity to work with. But Ulmesh has very graciously said that he would be delighted to act as an ambassador for the club. So, I'm now completely lost because I've got the yes, and we're now working towards a new chair, and Tarek is well advanced in discussions with that. So now I've got the happy duty to thank all of those who've helped us on this path and on behalf of the club. So first of all,
Richard,
yes,
do you want to go by the...
I've got to follow the script. No.
Yes, I've got much there.
Okay. And just want to... No, no,
Yeah, I think
right. Okay. Right. Shall I say it first of all? No.
Let's go by the...
First of all, right, the people who make this a good place to enjoy our cricket. And camera, video, and also a lot of communication work, Adnan Ashraf.
Stand up, man. Stand up.
He's here.
Stand up.
You've got to come up.
Cheese and cake.
Kevin couldn't make it, so he sent his apologies.
Anyway, thank you. We'll put that aside.
But Dave Mann can collect it.
Dave the collective. Dave Mann.
Just because
Right, support and mentoring and the people who've made our journey possible and guided this. Peter Lang, the director of Swanee Downs, Graham Taylor, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Peter comes later.
Graham Taylor, that's right, our mentor, and all the Grahams at Essex County Cricket Club. Dan, would you come up and all the strategic and the support you've given us.
So, next one.
Right. Paul Dawson.
Stop.
No, I'll jump on it. Yeah, this is one for the workers. The workers, Paul Dawson.
One more there.
yes, my guy. Go hide.
I've never recognised credit yourself. I don't think I'll love. You're going to take it out of the box,
Take it out of the box, show him what.
Shall we show them what you've got? Open the box.
He's going to bounce. He's going to bounce. Dave.
And the money, put the money up on the road. So our financial as well.
One more embarrassing.
You sat guitar.
Terry.
This is the one. We got one more. Sorry, we got one more from the workers' side. So this is the guy. I'll probably stand up for this one. Actually. Yeah, Peter will get this. You
can.
So Peter Lang.
Where's my name?
Yeah, so this is your special award, isn't it, Richard?
Yes.
Personally, it's not supposed
Yes.
to- Yeah, so
Well, what I got was that when I got it was Tarek who did this list. So in his usual undemonstrative way, he didn't put anything on. So I thought I'd better do something. So Tarek, would you like to come up to this? My wife noticing it, and this comes from the Hanchley Pottery Kiln.
Oh,
So it's
fantastic.
The cheesecake don't work.
so there's Peter Lang. So we'll give him another clap. We've also got Tim Farrell.
And that's it.
Tim Farrell, please.
Tim's here.
We've got Tim is here. He's been very instrumental with helping me, making sure the cables are up, and other bits and pieces. He's always around, giving me support. So I wanted to acknowledge his contribution to the club.
We've got one more. Paris, do you want to?
I'm sure that, what can I say, 10 years being back on at the club. He's the only bloke that always turns up with a spare brush. So whenever the side screens need painting, he turns up with a spare brush, and whatever time you call him, he'll be here. So I wanted to acknowledge the work that he has put into the club. So, welcome.
Well, that's the end of my bit. I'd just like to say thank you very much indeed for the last 7 years. They're some of the most rewarding years I've ever had, and some of the great generations that we've been doing.
Thank you, Richard.
Good evening, everyone. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call Peter Lang to say a few words on behalf of Newham Cricket Club.
So, good evening all. So I'm Peter Lang, and I'm the Chief Executive of the charity that runs the site here at Flandersfield. Now, our strapline as a charity is working together to change lives and transform our community. And the important bit is that together. And so from our perspective, Newham Cricket Club have been right at the centre of that work, working with us, building up those relationships, working with the young people in our community, working with the aspiring cricketers. All of that stuff really helps to build up our community. So I'd like to say a huge thank you to the club for helping us to achieve our objectives as a charity. So yeah, thank you very much, and particularly to Richard for his part in that. I've known Richard for about 10 years now, and in some ways it's easy to think of Richard as an outsider, because he's not from these parts. He's not an East End boy. He's not a Newham boy, and I'm sure you won't mind me saying he speaks with a bit of a posh accent as well.
There you go.
But he most certainly is an honorary Newham boy. The amount of work and effort that I've seen him put in over that 10 years has been incredible. His official job title is chairman, but I've certainly seen him do fundraising, I've seen him do admin, I've seen him have meetings, I've seen him doing debt collecting, I've seen him doing all sorts of things around the club. And he just puts his hand to the plough to do the things that need to be done. Now, I was kind of thinking about what is it that's made Richard a success over the past 10 years? You know, what is it about him? He stuck around all this time and put so much effort into the club. And I just thought, actually, it's about being a connector. He's really, really good at connecting with people. And I sort of learned a little lesson about people that are connectors. And there's 3 little things. The first thing is it's not about the individual. So Richard's involvement in the club hasn't been about him. It hasn't been all about him and wanting to polish his halo. It's been about the players. It's been about the game of golf. It's been about, you know, you people sitting in this room. So he's given of himself in that time. And I think that's really an incredible thing to do, to kind of be humble in his role. Because actually, you know, when you're the chairman, you can boss people about and you tell them to do this, that and the other, but he hasn't operated in that way at all. He's very much being hands to the plough, doing things that need to be done. I think the other thing about connecting is that it takes a lot of effort. It's hard work to connect with people and to kind of make that connection. And again, over the years, you know, the distance that Richard has to travel alone to come to sort of meetings, you know, the partnerships that he's built up over the years, the emails that he's sent, the reports that he's written, the funding bids that he's written for the club. So all of that hard work has helped to make a real connection. The last thing in terms of connection is finding common ground. So I think also the amazing thing about this man is he's at home in the boardroom with the big wigs, having the big meetings and networking at a really high level, but he's also great at chatting to the Colts, you know, the young kids, the volunteers, the parents, whoever they are. So I think that kind of way of just being easy with people and connecting with people really is a glue that has held Cricket Club together for a long time. So, you know, he's going to be an incredible miss, I know, to the club. But you know, even one step removed that I am in terms of my work, you know, I've seen the impact that this man has had. So, look, Richard's definitely going to leave a legacy here, isn't he? He's going to leave a legacy of a thriving club. In fact, I remember I was thinking as I was driving over, you know, the first sort of year or two of trying to get some momentum behind the club. You know, there was 1 Colts team, 1.5 Colts teams sometimes. You're trying to scrabble these things together. But I look around today, I know that the Colts have had their presentation. You know, there's all of these adults in this room, there's the Colts. How many teams are there now in the club altogether?
Well, you've got 7 Colts and 5 adult teams. Wow, that is serious. Yeah, so that growth is a real legacy. And I'm singling Richard out because obviously he's taken a little bit of a step back. He has been at the heart of that. I know that there have been other people that have been instrumental in that as well. So the legacy will be a thriving club. The other legacy will be a wide range of partnerships. So, you know, we've got some nice dignitaries on the front row here, but actually that's, you know, coming out on a Sunday evening is testament to the work that Richard has done in building partnerships with, you know, lots of local organisations, because we can't transform our community alone. We need to work in partnership to do that. And the other legacy is there's a bright future for the club. There really is a bright future for the club. The club has been growing year on year. So I think as Richard takes that step back, you're leaving it in good hands. I'll sort of end, because I think there is a challenge to all of us in the room. Richard has left some pretty big shoes to fill. And I think that he's helped the club to lay a really solid foundation for the future. I think it's really important that we kind of take up that baton, so the people that are still involved in the club take up that baton and take that club on from strength to strength. Which I've got, as you leave, I'd like to say a huge thank you. I'd like to say thank you from Bonnie Downs Community Association for what you've done. As you go into semi-retirement, you know, do think of us, do come and visit. Don't stay away completely, but enjoy your family, enjoy your time, and this is something that you can feel one of the glasses with. This is from Bonnie Downs Community Association. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Could I thank you, Peter? Could I get Paul Dawson?
Certainly would. I've already said about my admiration for Richard, and I don't mind repeating it. It's the reason that I'm here, and he's been my inspiration of what I did with the Colts teams, and particularly, as we said, building on what Nishan had already done. I've no idea how we're going to fill Richard's shoes, and most of the things that we do, like we have an idea and we put it into practice, and Richard somehow facilitates it and finances it, and how that's going to play out in the future, I don't know. Tarek's got a better idea of it than me. He's more of the visionary than I am, but all I can say is thanks very much for Richard, and you know, we will miss you, no doubt about it.
I've tried to delay this as much as possible. I seriously have.
Yeah, you've got to go ahead.
And obviously we're working with time, there's other people that need to move on as well. Without further delay, could I ask Dan to come up for a second? Because I would like to present this trophy to Richard to recognise the work he has done the last 10 years with us. On behalf of Newham Cricket Club, Newham residents, would you present this to Richard?
I know obviously you were hoping the mayor was coming, but I think it's a true aspiration and inspiration. There's inspirational people up on the wall around here, but Richard's truly left his own legacy for Newham Cricket. Newham Cricket Club is one part of that, and when I got to meet Richard about 6-7 years ago when I first started at Essex, and he sold me this vision of what Newham could be for cricket in this area and the heartbeat, and where that's led on from just Newham Cricket Club to Newham as a borough, and it's dragged Forhad and Mukesh and the other guys into realising that aspiration. That's now become an East London programme that's now nationally recognised as the real heartbeat of cricket in this country, that's come from that person's vision that's driven it through. So yes, this is a massive thank you.
Quite a nice little picture. Good to see.
We've got champagne in that.
I've got a speech. A speech.
Really another speech?
No, not really. No.
You sure? Yeah. Thank you, Dan.
Sorry, guys.
I really appreciate it.
Congratulations on everything you've achieved. I'm just going to go to the Elliot Davis dinner. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Right, moving on, folks. Just moving on quickly. Oh, you're disappearing at the right time. Guys, take a breather for a few seconds, because what we need to move on with requires Forhad to be in the room. Obviously, he's disappeared at the right cue with Dan.
In that time, Richard can give a speech.
What are you going to be doing with all your time? There's loads of full-time questions. What are you going to be doing with your time?
We're actually not letting him go.
It's the washing up.
Oh, Richard, do you want to take it back? You haven't left yet.
Ah.
Do you want to take it back here for a few seconds?
Shall I? Welcome.
Hi.
Shall I just go to some of these highlights as you're here? They've heard them all already, but I'll quickly do it. As I said, we've been in existence for 10 years. Relatively volume downscape actually. The ground was built in the 1930s when all the area around here was built. It had 2 squares and a wooden clubhouse. In the 1970s, it fell into disuse because there was no money around. There was a Margaret Thatcher to put it down kindly. In 2002, Bonnie Downs restarted it. class down with strummers and went down on their hands and knees, and that was these two gents
Yeah, who I've met.
who you met who did it in 2008, and they then raised the money for this pavilion, for football pitches, for a grass square for cricket and an artificial track and the multi-use games area. Then in 2008 they said we wanted to set up a cricket club or a cricket section, and Nishant, who is there, was one of the original coaches when he was only, sorry, not 11, he was 16. 17. He then trained as a level 2 coach. So we started from that. We then knew that if we were going to be serious about Colt's training, we had to acquire nets to do it in. So with the support of Newham Council and the Essex County Cricket Club, we got 3 all-weather nets over there. So that took until 2004. Nishant then went off to uni, but he's come back again now. He's actually here and doing things. But Paul Dawson then appeared because he was a fireman and he wanted to hire the ground for the fire brigade, but little did he know, and we conned him into being the Colts manager. So that's what happened then. But we then realised in 2004 that it was all very well having facilities and matches for young people, but we wanted to keep them here into adulthood. Now, about 60% of young cricketers play outside the borough because there aren't any facilities here. Anyway, so we said we need to set up an adult section. So, and that was going to take a hell of a long time. We stuttered a couple of times in trying to do it. And we then met Tarek, who was over there, who had set up May and Wolsey, director of May and Baker. And May and Baker were losing their ground, and so we merged. And a merger is always a difficult thing to do because you different cultures and that sort of thing. So it was very simple. We have the Tarek culture. So that solved that problem. So Tarek, thank you. But our problem has always been that we use our young cricketers to clubs which are playing outside the borough in the Essex Premier League, so we knew that we had actually to get the right facilities to do it in the training programmes, but we needed a second square, because you have to have 3 cricket 11s, and you could only have 2 playing on 1 square. So
Too technical for me.
one place at home and 1 place away.
Yeah, got it.
So you needed another one, and we did that with the support of the East English Cricket Board. So that took another 2 years. Peter negotiated with the footballs to move them so there was room for a square, which is a pretty interesting negotiation. But you're a footballer anyway, so we managed to do that. So, but he also raised the money for putting the perimeter netting around, otherwise the balls get hit through people's windows. So that's a hugely important thing. So that's what Peter negotiated. So we then had 3 11s playing. We then acquired an electronic scoreboard, which, with the support of the Aspers Fund over there, which has made a huge difference because frankly it's a status symbol, but it makes a huge difference that we have a club in Newham which has got an electronic scoreboard and others just as good as anyone else. So it's a hugely important thing to do, and it makes a difference because cricket can get very technical. Anyway, so that's what happened. That's what happened last year. We then this year acquired the 2